495. Let's go over here to Albert. 495. Let's go over here to Albert. Let's see, invite. Hey, bub. I'm gonna put the chat box on so I can see. We don't have school today, so it's kind of cool. Let me know that you can hear me. Got a little cold happened. Just put in the chat box, Landon. You must not be working either today. Trying to get Al in here right now. Okay. Cool. Okay. All right. We got a guest coming in. Welcome. Trying to get Al in here as well. We're going to build some alerts for the Sentinel Strike Zone. Go over a couple things.
Hey, you hear me there, Brian?
Oh, you're the guest, huh?
No, there's a Landon Jones in here.
That's Landon. but I'm seeing you as a guest.
Well, that's probably because that's how I came in.
Okay. Let
I
me,
just clicked on the link that you gave me here.
yeah, you're cool. I'm going to make you co-host.
Okay.
Also rename you. Landon's my friend that just passed all his tests.
Oh, congratulations, Landon.
I'm just going to start working. Feel free to, we're also zoomed in on YouTube, tracking there. So if you need us, let us know. Otherwise, we'll keep an eye on the screen chat box as well. Landon, are you seeing our screen? Yes or no? I'm sure you are, but I want to make sure. Yeah, fantastic. Everybody's going to be popping on during their time. We will be here a bit. Let's see what we got here. Somebody just said, could be on still. I can't stay on real late today. I've got some things I got to do for my mother-in-law, but I am going to. Al, if you'll watch any of the, I'll hear the ding dong because I made the ding dong sound when people come in. I don't know if you can hear it.
I'll keep an eye on the chat.
Yeah, if somebody has questions popping in or things, I'm going to start building up Sentinel alerts. There's James. I see James has popped into the room. How you do your thing. I'm going to get this done with Sentinel. If there's questions about Sentinel or any of the other tools, remember you got Sherlock for free. As long as you're a member, you're going to get Sherlock for free. And I'll show you what that looks like here in a moment. But what you're looking at right now is us restructuring our uh, our Sentinel Strike Zone. We're going to be removing the pulse moves. So if you really like those pulse moves, which I do, then you want to consider getting the full Sentinel trading system and have your own alerts set up. Now, your alerts are going to be a little bit different than our alerts. Our signals are going to Telegram. You won't want to do that. What a move. My gosh. When was that? Oh, that was last week. So what we're looking at is our 15-minute day trading system, and I'm going to save it and then setting up alerts. Now, there's also a 5-minute scalping. So, one of the questions we're having right now is the number of Sentinel Strike Zone alerts that you guys are getting. Now, people think that there's something wrong with the system. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. So, when you look at your Sentinel Strike Zone and you get these alerts, I'm going to try to keep them looking like this if I possibly can. But you'll notice just October 10th, I'm scrolling through and I haven't gone, it was like 100 and something on Friday, and I'm still going October 10th. And this is working properly. Here's the situation, and this is something Al and I haven't really talked about either. And by the way, we're not recording this, so feel free to ask any question you want. But it is being YouTubed. Let me make sure there's nobody. We've got one, two people on YouTube right now. Okay. I need to make sure I pay attention to them out as well. You can't see them. Just so you guys know, with the Sentinel Strike Zone, each pair in the 5-minute scalping averages 8 to 12 trade alerts on the trend only per session. And that's based on the time frame that we're giving it to trade. You know, it's prime opportunity times. Uh, we're looking at when if we say 8 to 12, that means when we're having 6 pairs, that's 72 alerts that you're going to be getting on through the day, just on the 5-minute one alone. Sentinel Strike Zone is currently combined Sentinel 5-minute and Sentinel 15-minute. I don't know, and we could maybe split the two and have two different what do you call them? How subscription based. So I go over here, see if I can pull this up. I'll tell you what it says here. I don't look at this very. So right now we're sitting at $14.99 for both 5-minute and 15. Maybe we just need to drop that down and make it $6.99 for the 5-minute, $6.99 for the day trading one. Um, and that possibly would help. The problem with that is that's a whole different ball of wax for us to come into and try to manage. Because remember, you got to have your computer on the whole time. Otherwise, the system does not work. So let me show you behind the scenes a little bit. Most of you guys have seen this. I have had three people, including one of our co-hosts that's here with us today, asking me why we have not got any alerts today. We have a global no trade window set up for Sentinel Strike Zone that does not allow any alerts between Sunday evening and Monday evening, 8 o'clock to 8 o'clock ish, okay, Central Time, because we found that that's not the highest probability of what I almost semi-automatic trading. I would call this semi-automatic trading. Um, it's better for semi-automatic trading that our system is turned off. Now, that doesn't mean your system has to be. So if you're going to be working on Monday, make sure that this button right here is unchecked because it will change things. Okay. You want to make sure you uncheck them. We haven't created our report yet for how to do the other settings, but pretty much when you're dealing with the pound US, you're going to be trading London and New York. That's what you're going to be doing. Uh, and you're going to have everything's pretty much the same. Now, these two numbers here are pretty important. Based on the calculations it has, it's looking for strength movements, it's doing a lot of different things. This is much more than just here's an alert. There's a lot of stuff going on behind that's determining if these are good or not. I'm going to be turning off pulse alerts altogether, just so you guys know that those are going to be gone. However, if you like them, make sure you have your personal. That's when you can purchase your own Sentinel system and have your own alerts. You won't need the alert system. Okay. I just think that pulse and trend alerts on an alert system is going to be way too heavy for most people's phones and devices to handle, and you'll get bored with it and you won't know what to take and you'll take the wrong times. And most people have not spent the time learning what the prime times are. They're saying when a signal is ready, go. Well, we're not even doing that. There's more context. We talk about this in the Hawkeye session. So let me go ahead and Al, you got the chat box just in case there's questions,
I
correct?
do. Yep, I got the
Let
chat
me go
box.
ahead and click this. I'm gonna make sure there's no questions in our Zoom room. We got five people over there, okay? Or not Zoom room, but YouTube. Welcome. Y'all guys, you guys are lagging about 15 seconds, so just be aware of that. You probably won't know it until we see you lagging. You won't know it. All right, let's go over to, I've got my setup list of what I need to do to create these new structures that we're trying to do. Okay, we've removed in our tool Google's up. I need Microsoft to move up. It's gonna be a big day with all the peace talks today, and it's gonna be a big day. And then it'll come back down. Just repeat for others. Okay, so I'm going to go over to pound in 15 minutes, create an alert. I am going to find confirm Sentinel. Welcome, welcome, welcome from your phone even. We've got 8 people on YouTube and 4 people. That's pretty good for a Monday morning, Al.
Yeah, it is.
I'm
Especially
impressed.
somewhat sporadic here.
Yeah, so what I'm doing right now, and again, any questions, just type them in the chat box. What I'm doing now is trying to systematically provide only confirmed trend alerts and not all signals for it. Not trying to tighten it up too much because you guys are wanting the trades. You just have to use the context. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to do a confirmed trend. So when you're seeing this, when you go do your own, if you purchase the full system, you'll see all of this here. These are all the options that you have available to you. So I'm going to create a confirmed trend buy. So basically what's going to happen is I'm going to have a a flag pop up. And what I'm really, really, really wanting for this particular piece is when my flag hits the chart, it sends it over to Telegram. Um, it won't send one otherwise. And so I'm going to show you guys something too that you want to make sure that you're clear on when you set your own stuff up. So we pick our Sentinel, our latest Sentinel. If we do an update, that means you got to go back and do your update of your alerts because it will still take the old Sentinel until it's, or you won't get signals at all. which is okay. I mean, we're going to delete the old ones, but right now we're on Sentinel 1.4. So if you're on the website and you're looking to get Sentinel Trading System, remember, you've got everything free right now until the end of the week. I think that was the right way we said hour. Isn't that correct? The end of this week?
I think that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So what that would make it the 16th, 17th. So everything's free. We've been free since February. Everything's been free since February. So that's a plenty time. Now some
Yeah.
people are new, so they
Now, a
won't.
lot of that's because we've been working at it, trying to fine tune it. It just didn't,
Yeah,
well, we
a
kept
little bit
on
of
moving
fine
forward.
tuning and our new members, remember you get a full month of everything for free once you become a member. So you get 1 month free. So if you were to sign up today, you get all the way to November 13th of everything that we have for free. Would you say that currencies tend to be more reactive to political movement? No, less reactive. Less reactive. Stocks are heavy news based. You've got the thing with currency trading, Landon, is this is global measures. They're global players. Politics does have an impact, um, but it's more political based and it's like people and we're talking about when you're looking at currency, notice these numbers here say 1.33600. You're talking to what they call a pipette, which is the 5 digit, or a pip is the 4 digit. So a political move will move pips. It's not going to change the whole global economy. Whereas if Elon Musk comes back out and says, "Hey, I'm going back to help Trump get rid of more waste," you're going to watch Tesla fall back down again, just like it did before. And you can see exactly when he went starting to help President Trump. And then as soon as he left Doge, and next thing you know, his stock's going back up again. So new stocks are news based. Many times you can find insider trading happening in stocks a lot easier than you can currency trading because you'll find mutual funds in currencies, the stability of the global economies in currencies. And basically, what I equate it to is if you have a big giant wheel, um, you, what turns the wheel, what turns your tire is not your tire. That's just stocks. What turns the wheel is the axle. That is your global economy. That's going to be your currency market. Right outside of that, you're going to have a rim that the tire sits on. That's your futures market. The tire is just a part of the wheel, but it's the what gets worn out faster, as if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Over.
there was a thing too, Brian, that I noticed that even like it was last Thursday, I think it was, when I call them landmines, is that everything's looking normal. There's no news announcement, and all of a sudden everything just goes nuts on all the charts. And I think that was when they announced that they were going to settle when they made a settlement in the Middle East. Things like that will happen, and so I call them landmines. This thing that you can't predict it, you can't project it, you can't avoid it because if you're in the trade, it just happens and you're caught. But that doesn't
Big
happen
money,
a
big
lot.
money.
It doesn't happen a lot, but it does happen.
Yeah. And big money controls big money. Let's put it this way. Poor people don't know how the game is necessarily played, and it is a game. And wealthy people don't like to lose what makes a wealthy person happy? One more dollar. That's what they do. And so just be aware that that's how it's going to play. And hopefully that answers your question. There are some landmines in currencies that happen, and we'll take a look at a couple things here too. Um, it's mainly going to be your let me go over here. I hope that message is going to work. We're going to find out. So when you go over to a something like this is called Forex Factory. We use it on every Monday night. I'll do it tonight during our session tonight as well. And you go to your calendar. You're looking for what we call red folders. These are what help moves. This is what actually moves the currency market more than it does anything else. So, Federal Chair speaking was that tomorrow another potential lowering of the interest rate, and that's always going to be crazy thing. So we're looking for red folder, especially in the bigger picture. If you're trading the 5 minute, you need to know when these are happening. 15 minute, you need to know when any news is happening. Reds have a tendency in the currency market on a 5 to 15 minute chart, really kind of jacking you up. So we have a rule that's not going to work. I figured it wouldn't. I'll have to figure that out later. We have a rule that we have 15 minutes before a session or 15 minutes after a session. Don't trade anything. So I'm going to move away from alerts right now because I already know my Jackson messages aren't going to work. So that's going to be a whole new problem that I'll have to do. But once I get one set, it's all set. So let's just take a look. Let me see what we got here to make sure there's no questions over in YouTube. Oh, sorry, I didn't see this. Just go to Trademasters. I thought I had it popped up. Trademasters.com. This page, it's a store. It's a store. And Landon, your coupon I think still is valid. So when you can, try it out for me when you're able to. Um, okay, yeah. TRAID. Yeah, it's not TRDE. TRAIDE. And when we created the name, it's kind of funny. We created this name a couple of years back and we thought we were using AI. We really weren't. We thought we were. We thought we were on the cutting edge of all things. I would say we are definitely now on the, but we're doing it our own. Before, when we renamed our company, we just thought it sounded cool, and we were using some AI. But I don't know. Looking back at what AI is, we really weren't. We were using some automated systems. So let's just take a look. Since our swing trading has been fantastic, let me go ahead and get out of here. Create a duplicate. And then change my setting to, and this is where, are you kidding me? Where is my, there it is. Sentinel strike zone. So when we're looking at um, swing trading stuff, swing trading is it's designed for everybody. Um, but mainly those people who may not have time to trade. And so what we do with this is we've made, let me see if I can send Prim a message if he can get on here. He might need that. If hang tight, guys. We'll see if he can pop back on because he's a swing trader. So when we're looking at this, let's just go ahead and hide some things so you guys know what you're looking at. So I'm looking at a 4 hour chart, okay? And there's no magic. I'm gonna go ahead and clean this off. I'll redo this tonight any which way. I don't get normally not able to be around at home on Mondays, so you can see where current price is. You can see the dashed line. We're sitting right at an area of what we call support. It broke it. It's chesting. My bet is that we're heading down. Um, but the trend really overall has been kind of down since this move here. But there's no real indication here of specific price points that we have. And so back when I was blowing up accounts, because I didn't know what I was doing, even though I thought I had all the answers. And really, I like to go back about 300 candles, somewhere in that area, and really start with a clean slate here. That's probably a little bit more than 300, but it's okay. It will serve the purpose of kind of giving you guys an idea. And you're guys, you are a whole lot smarter than you, and ladies, you are a whole lot smarter than what you think you are. Um, And when we look at these things like this, we believe this in our faith. Our faith says God is not a God of chaos. God is a God of order. And the world may seem chaotic, but it's all order in his plan. We all know that. There's nothing that's out of order. Everything's happening for a reason, for a specific reason, and it doesn't change. The key is that we have to look for those that order inside of chaos. So back in the day when I was blowing things up, and I didn't know what I was doing. I went back to my roots and I said, okay, we all know that people buy cars when they're cheap. People buy homes when they're affordable. People love Black Friday sales. Why? Because they think they're getting a great deal. It's only in the market that we like to get the highest price. Now, there is some benefit to that. If you're in a very short term stocks, when I say short term, you want to be 3 to 9 months, then you want momentum. That's what you're looking for. So you may be buying a stock in a high price point because you're playing on the probability of the momentum continuing. But if you're holding anything for any length of time, then you need to understand price. And so what I did back in the day is I came in and I just started drawing lines, latest price point that it bounced from. And I would put a line there. Notice right there. I'm going to put it right there. That's the latest one it bounced from. This is really not a bounce. This is kind of just a trend down. So where's the next one? You could say that one. Okay. And you look left. And then obviously we got this one right here now. So we did this one, this one. So what's sitting here? And then we go back a little bit. It's the same one. And we could say this one right here. And we start marking key price points. And this is not magic, guys. You're going to see something here this group right here is going to be getting stuff you can't get in a normal session because we don't have time to do that. So we did this one. This one is one because it moves strong enough away. It's really kind of the same one as this one, though. If you see this drop, base drop, it's the same general one. So I'm going to move this up just a tad so we can include it. Boom. Okay. And I'm okay with there's one right here too. You can see the line. It's not beautiful, but it's there. And so I did this over and over and over on every chart. It was horribly boring and it was horribly time consuming. But if you notice, when I went in here for the pound US, I understand every pair has its own little personality. I hope you see that this section right here is about the same width as this section right here, and the three in the middle are tighter. It just happens to work out. It's not always perfectly like that, but what does this mean? Well, look at your numbers here, 35, 32. Okay, no worries. So it's midnight over where he's at, so he will not be joining us. He's going to bed, which he's rightfully so. We can also create another line just by our eyeballs sitting right about here. And what you're doing is recreating price points that are key. And what so happens to be funny about this is 33, 32, 35, 32. So there's some pairs in here that have some correlation. 32, 56, call it 50. Just call it 50. And then you got your spread in there. Call it 50. 50, 25, 10, 30s and 70s. 30s and 70s are magical numbers. Whole numbers like 3,600 is a huge number that you want to be paying. It's not rocket science. Price moves where bankers and institutions remember numbers. Bankers and institutions don't remember 1.3553. That's not what they do. So just know that. Yeah. Okay, cool. Let me check my YouTubers. I'm glad Landon jumped in. He's a good kid. Okay, we've got let me get to that in a second. Question in the YouTube channel. I hope it wasn't too long ago. Was what's all the squiggly lines? I'd like to know where you're from. It doesn't show your name.
squiggly lines at the bottom. I'm assuming you're talking about this. We'll talk about that in a second. See, that's you could tell that's a US person, Al. They use the word
Hmm.
squiggly lines.
Yeah.
That's great. So what we've got here is just explaining of where some of our tools originated from. Okay. Can you and they speed up the time. So I'm going to go ahead and lock and show up Atlas. And it's gonna, I probably didn't do enough to show Atlas on Pound US, but I'm going to show Atlas on it, and it should line up some of these lines pretty closely. Yeah, it's in the middle. I figured it was. But watch. Now you know why I use the retracement. We got this one down here. We're going to go boop, 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 like so. And that's not on really good. Very close enough. Notice where our line is. You can call it the 50. Notice our line is the 61. Again, cleaning it up. Our green line was the Atlas line, and this one kind of wraps around the extension. You can't make this stuff up. So if we know that, and we know that these are the areas where price moves, we have decisions to make. Is it a stop? Is it a target? Is it I'm in the trade and I'm not sure it's going to go my way? It's stopping right here. What's going to happen? Is the momentum strong enough? So that brings us to Hercules. Hercules is down here at the bottom, your squiggly lines, as you called it. And we're looking at the pound US. So I could come into Hercules and I could do symbol only on this pair so we can really lock into where we're at. And it's going to show US and pound together. So what is this telling us? Well, the main pair is the British pound and it's weaker than the dollar. So what are we going to expect it to do? Move down. So it came into the 50 weak and it's still weak. I think it's going to continue down, especially if we stay on the trend of the US dollar being strong today. This would have been probably a pretty good day to trade overall, I would think. Just because of the piece things are going to be momentum based heavy. So when we look at the daily chart, we'll see what the US is. 6 and 3 is a 3-point spread. This is a 3-point spread. This is a good swing trade. Could you take it now? Absolutely, you could take it short. But I want to know where Sherlock's at. So knowing where Atlas is at is important. Knowing what Hercules is telling me is important. I want to see, is there demand down here? Or are we sitting on demand? Because if not, I have no problem taking a market order right now on the pound US. And look at it. We have no demand as is what we call official demand on this chart. That doesn't mean we just take it and it's extra strong. So I'm gonna pull it back just as strong, see if there's anything. There we go. There's what I was thinking was going to happen right here. They're not extra strong, but I'd be paying attention to this one right here for sure. I would still have no problem taking this. Why? Because this has been chewed up. I can probably still make my distance to the next. I also realize that my second zone is down toward the 23. That's going to be my area to get gone, and that's a 150 pip move. And that's more than enough. I usually like about 90 to get out, and that's not even the first zone. So I definitely could take this as a swing trade. Any questions about the three tools? Because I have a feeling we're going to have some trades to do today, which is kind of a nice thing. I want to look at this 5-minute chart just out of curiosity. Not as strong on the 5-minute, kind of flat. 6-hour charts. I like the 6-hour too. 6 hour is good when things start moving a little too quick in swing, but they haven't been moving quick, so we lowered it down to 4. Nice downtrend. Where can we get in if we don't get in here? Right up here at the 76. You can see that that wick right there is right lined up with that. This is the back end of the zone. You could get in here. It's kind of tried to do it. I still think it's going to be moving down. But we are at the 11 o'clock hour Central Time, so not the greatest time to be entering trades necessarily. Not definitely on this day trading stuff. So I've got why do I have 2 of these open? Let's go 5-minute here. We got the 5 minute one here. Nothing on the screen. This is our Sentinel strike zone. We don't put anything on the screen so we can have clean and no noise. The only thing I can't ever find is the price. There it is. I wish it would just lock in. Al, do you know how to lock that in to where it stays right in the middle?
No, I sure don't.
That kind of stinks. So we definitely have to do some new things with our JSON texting stuff because the JSON texting is not going to work. So I'm gonna have to get my robot involved. Let me check my YouTubers. That's all I wanted to cover with our stuff today, but feel free guys to hang out and ask questions if you see me doing something that's kind of weird, but I'm going to start working on trying to get this alert system to work in a more efficient way, although it's been good. I don't know if I can get it to look like, I want it to look still like our alert system and not change it up too much. I think, Al, just for financial sake, it's better to keep the 5 minute, 15 minute together.
Yeah, you're talking about for the Sentinel?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and actually what I've done is I've put two Sentinels on each chart, one for the 5 minute, one for the 15. And then I just turn one or both. Sometimes I put them both on so I see which, and then find out which one triggers the
Yeah,
buy or
but
the
what
sell.
I'm talking about the Sentinel Strike Zone alerts.
Oh,
How
the
about
alerts. Oh,
because right now they're combining 5 and 5 minute, but that's for $14.99 a month. I'd hate to have two apps and try to have to figure out two alert systems.
well, the big thing is that the alert shows you which time frame it came on.
Correct. It's just trying to ease up the
Yeah, but one thing is if it shows on the 5 and the 15 combined, that's even stronger yet.
that's true. That's true. Maybe when we get extremely wealthy and we want to get our own standalone system somewhere, that'll be better.
Yeah.
Do all that fancy stuff. Let me see if I can fix this here and see if I can go to pound alerts. So I'm just going to work. You keep an eye on anybody in the chat.
Okay.
We'll keep this on going. Let's see if I can build this up again. This is the problem that was causing some of our headaches is this alert, any alert. We want specific alert at this point. Same as chart. Want to add a condition? No. I don't want to do that. Create an alert. Sentinel. By interval, same as chart. Once per bar close. That's a big thing too. Once per bar close. Ooh, English is not easy. Once per bar close. Okay, so I'm gonna try this again. I'm using my bot to help me out today, so I'm going to put in confirm trend by, and then I'm going to put in paste, and I already know. Let's take the message. Let me see, I just got alert. No, no, this is the this won't be what y'all do. No, no, if you're setting up your um own alert, you won't need this. Yeah, this is strictly now you'll need this part, but you won't need the message because this message is what's going to be creating this in Telegram. You won't need that. You're going to get a desktop message. Yeah, good question. I thought I heard a ding. Okay, so let's see this again. So let me give. Lots to do on a day that you have off, and you never get them all done. I kind of wish I would have got out this first day. I slept till 7:30.
Well, good for you.
I've been getting up at 3 o'clock every day, but today was a different day, which is fantastic. I guess I needed it. And Brianna came into town and had her birthday and popped off yesterday. Cowboys lost, which makes it even better. Doesn't get much better than that. Well, unless the Redskins lose, and then next week is horrible because then the Redskins and Cowboys are tied, and whoever wins that game then ends up being in front. Which, if the Redskins win today, it doesn't matter. So let's see what we got here. My bot's talking to me. Al, can you check and make sure you don't have a webhook on your
Webhook.
webhook on your alerts? If you set up an alert, your own alert, make sure there's no historical webhook on the notifications page.
Let me see what you're talking about.
I'm showing my screen right here.
Yeah.
Try to create a alert and then go to the notification tab. You've got to have a blank one.
All right, let me see. Let's see. Notifications tab, web. Oh, the web thing should be blank, you
You
say?
should not have a check there.
I do have a check. I uncheck that. Okay.
And did yours have all this long that mine had?
Mine did, yeah.
Yeah, you don't want that. That's what will happen if you set up a hook and you don't take them all off.
Should I take them off or just uncheck it? Or either
Uncheck.
one?
Just uncheck it. It won't matter.
Okay. But should I take them off anyway just to be safe?
Yeah, it's always safe, but I mean, we can always reach.
So if I delete it all in there, I'm not gonna mess you up.
Yeah, it shouldn't. No, I'm on my own system.
Okay, so there now I got it unchecked. I'll just uncheck them all here. Notifications, uncheck. I need to save that. Yeah, I guess that would mess you up, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, it would just double everything. Who's asking a question? Let's see. What's that called? Any alert, I guess is what. Okay, let me see if I can get that to YouTube question. Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I need to get my um, alerts set up.
Yeah, and if you buy the full trading system, then you set your own. You won't need the Sentinel Strike Zone alerts. You won't need them unless you just want to match yours to. There's no reason for it though.
I mean, that's kind of good too. So it checks to see if your settings are the same as what you have.
Yeah, and that's kind of the question. But remember, we're running on our Sentinel Strike Zone. We're running really conservative, so you may not want that unless you're really, really conservative. So yeah, that's a great question though. Um, you can do both. Al does both, obviously, but I mean, I don't. I do with what's on the screen. But I'm also at the time that we're getting good trades in the morning, I'm also teaching a class of fourth graders, and I just don't have time to look at it. So I get up pretty early to do that. So does that answer your question, my YouTuber? I can't. It gives me a number here, but there's no name. Cool. Good. Yeah, I mean, we've tried to make this as much your option, what you want as much as possible. Okay. So it did not take my alert. There we go. And it won't work yet. So I'm going to let it be for now because I know it won't work. Mhm. Let me see what we got here. Okay, so all right. So our YouTubers are now gone. That's fantastic. That was a good group for a while.
Yeah.
I was shocked. I wasn't thinking anybody would pop in that. So I'm gonna go ahead and close that off.
So if I want to do a alert for the British US for the
Uh-huh.
5 and 15, I need a 5 and 15
Show me
buy
your
and a 5
screen.
and 15 sell.
Your screen so I can see what you're talking about. You'll be sharing with Jen. It's just the three of us now in here. So.
Okay. Share and share. So basically, right now I've got on my alerts, I've got a British US 15-minute,
Show me that alert.
and that's a buy, trend
Uh-huh.
buy.
And that's on the 15-minute chart.
Well, it's on a 5-minute chart, but I put it on the 50. See, basically, I've got two sentinels on here.
Okay.
I've got a 5 and a 15.
So you did it on purpose.
I did that on purpose. Yeah.
I would put once per bar close. Not
Once
only once.
per bar close. This one, once
Mhm.
per bar close.
Yep. Go to your up. Go back to your alert.
This
Nope,
one.
nope, nope, nope. Not a new one. Your current one. Go to your settings on that one. You just exited before I could see. Go to your notifications.
Okay, so we have this one is the 15-minute sentinel.
Why do you have multiple? Oh, because you have multiple on your screen.
Yes, yep. This way I can just set all of my alerts up just looking at the one setup. for one. But basically, I'm going to need 4 for each British pair. I'll need a 15-minute buy, 15-minute sell, 5-minute buy, 5-minute sell.
Yep, same
So,
thing
for,
we
so basically, I'm going to have 24 different alerts for these 6 pairs.
yes. Go ahead and click on notifications tab.
And I got that, should have that closed out web. And if I click on that, it's empty.
Good. And you want an app? You're cool with that? And
What?
the app, notify an app? You're using the app?
Notifying the app.
You're
What's
not
it?
using the app. No reason to have it going.
I probably will. That'd be the app in my phone, right?
Yep. Yep.
What about just to on the send? So this would be on the TradingView app.
Correct.
I'm not even sure I have that on my phone. So if I have sent an email, then that would send an email to it.
To it's sent to email to your registered email.
Okay, I would just do it to the app to see how that goes, I guess.
If you use it, great. If you don't, it's just stuff.
Yeah, I'm most of the time just using it while it's here. It just pops up while it's here. Okay, so yeah, basically I need to do 24 different ones.
So you're saying we have a chance?
And see, then also then when you get this bubble on the top here where it has the this part here where on the
Bubble.
the visual bubbles show confirm signal alert show. Well, I'll leave that on there for this anyway.
I don't know what you mean by bubbles.
Well, I'm looking at for the show risk summary label.
You don't need the risk summary. That's Sentry. That's Sentinel entry setup. That's not the risk.
So the risk would be the blue.
Yeah,
But they both basically say it's about the same thing, don't they?
The entry setup is more detailed.
This one is?
Yep. Now remember that's set up for a 5-minute.
See, now this one doesn't give me the price. It doesn't have a price of where the alert was, but it would show it on the chart.
That's just telling you as of right now what your stop's going to be and your target's going to be, and what your risk is going to be
on this pair,
on that particular pair,
and then on this particular pair.
Yep.
But if you have more like this one here with the Euro US, you have like a stop of 5 pips. Did we say that?
Don't trade it.
Don't trade it.
Don't trade it. That's the floor.
Now, will this change as the ATR increases?
Once the volatility, once the volume kicks up, it kicks up. But you're also at 11:15 in the morning now.
Right. Okay. So
if it's 5, there's not a lot of volume to push it. Doesn't mean you can't take it necessarily.
Right.
It's just don't expect a fast, quick move.
Yeah. So like none of these are but these will all change as the ATR changes.
As price changes, yeah.
As price changes. And you say and basically we figured not to take anything less than with an 8.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Because that would mean that there's a little more volume to it.
There's more to push it. Okay. That doesn't mean you can't take it earlier. I mean, it's just us now.
Yeah.
James is quiet today.
He's always quiet.
Yeah.
I don't think he's
I bet he's at work.
I don't know. I don't think he's never even texted anything either. So of course, maybe he's, I don't know. Anyway.
Let's see. Kind of weird, huh?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't care as long as he's involved.
Well, as long as he's involved and he pays us some.
Absolutely.
Well, I guess the key is going to be is how many people are going to sign up for any of these.
Well, I don't care if anybody. I mean, we still got our 99.
Right, but
the concern is that when it comes to year end and they cancel.
Now the only now with that yearly subscription, they get all the indicators for a month.
Yes.
It is so pretty much after this week, they have to start paying for everything in some fashion.
They're not gonna have access to it, except for Landon. When Landon signs up and we get notified that Landon is signed up, then I know.
So it's basically after this week, everybody that doesn't pay, I mean, I'm gonna give Debbie a little bit of a break because she's been working with me trying to understand the Sentinel stuff.
What I
If you're
don't know,
if you're okay with that.
what I don't know doesn't hurt me.
Okay. All right. Well, the thing is you're the one that turns it on for her, turns it on and off for her.
Only Sentinel.
Only Sentinel. But
Only Sentinel.
yeah, I'm still not, I mean, I'm still working on trying to get profitable with the Sentinel myself. So I feel like if I can't get profitable, then I can't expect her to either.
Well, that's
And
weird.
that's part of me. I take full responsibility for that.
I'm wondering if you're complicating things. Maybe not. I mean, it does most everything for you. So it's not like there's
So
not a whole lot.
you trade this without any indicators, correct?
Hercules only.
Hercules only.
That's the only thing I worry about.
Do you have the gaps on displayed?
Well, I may have them on, but no,
You
I
don't
don't
really
know.
look at it.
If they're there, they're used as supporting details only.
Yeah. See, actually, the reason why I use my gaps is because I got a label so I know what time frame the gap is.
I just know, Al, that what we've got is a very simplistic, very robust system, and I choose not to add more to it than I have to
Mm-hmm.
for the very reason of you don't know when you're
So
causing.
basically, you're only using Hercules to determine whether or not to take the trade
Yeah,
when you get the signal.
yeah,
And what's your criteria with Hercules?
3,
Three what? Three spread?
minimum of 3 spread.
Like a 1 and a 4 is okay?
It can be if the structure looks right.
So what
Obviously,
did
7-0, 6-1, those are all still good. But when I'm
yeah.
doing swing trading, the higher the time frame, the less I require. So if I'm doing a 5 minute, I would like a 6-7, spread. If I'm doing day trading, I would like a 4-5 minimum. By the time I get to swing trading, if I can get a 3 on the daily and the 4 hour, it's fine with me if the structure is good.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't struggle with that. So let's go with I've got to set up our alerts too. I wonder if people really like Trump or they're just tolerating him because he's able to get things done.
Well, I like Trump.
Well, I don't know if I like him or dislike him. I like what he's doing,
I don't dislike anything that he's done so far.
nor I.
And there's some things that I don't understand, but I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt that he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, and I'm not going to hate him just because he is who he is.
No.
It's kind of crazy. No matter what he says, they can't stand it
Yeah.
or heard of something like that.
Even like to not give him the Nobel Peace Prize is absurd.
Especially
What it does, it takes the value of the Nobel Peace Prize as not being much value.
correct, and that's what the lady said. She gave him all the credit,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is not what the Dems wanted to hear.
No, they don't.
I'm just shocked that the Democratic Party is more concerned about hating Trump and blocking Trump than doing anything good.
Yeah.
You rather shut the government down. And hey, if you had a good, reasonable reason to shut the government down, then great. But you don't, because what they're giving you is exactly what you asked for in previous administrations.
Yeah.
I mean, it's exactly what you asked for, and it's not good enough now. It makes 0 sense to me because you don't want him to be right.
No.
Because if he's right, you may lose power.
Yep. And that's what they're afraid of. They're just scared to death of losing their power and their control.
Yep. Losing the power. It's exactly what they're afraid of, which is crazy. All right, let me see if I can get this to work now.
Okay.
Uh,
I'm gonna clean up my charts a little bit for tomorrow and just see if that helps me. Just take away some of these, put the Sherlock on. No, I don't need that one.
Paste. Okay. Oh, yeah, just do your best to keep things as simple as you can.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna try and do here.
And remember, simple for you may not be simple for somebody else, and that's okay.
Well, yeah,
But this thing does do a lot of work.
this is a lot cleaner for sure. I mean, I mean, I like it if it's cleaner. I just don't know I can get what I need to do because of it.
He's thanking the media for being bragging on him.
He's thanking the media, is he?
Whole day for the world, let alone the Middle East. So I just wanted to thank the media. They really treated it with respect. I wish it could be like that on other things.
Exactly.
That's perhaps too much to ask for, but on this, tremendous. Everybody feels the same.
I wish you could do that on more things.
Yeah, be fair about things. I think he's a good man.
Overall, I think you're right. They're signing documents. Gaza peace plan.
Okay. Points. Can you believe it? It's gonna hold up too.
No, it won't. It won't hold up. It'll last. This is the precursor to the 7-year peace treaty that the Bible talks about.
Yeah,
When that happens, should be. When that happens, we know the Antichrist is on the scene. I think he's in that room.
I think so.
Oh yeah.
Well, the Antichrist.
Uh-huh.
And she was getting some, let's see, target, stop still the same, stop still. 5, 6, 5.
Close my camera off. Let's see what we got here. Create.
You're gonna hold it up. I don't hold up the signature page, yeah. Speech. And then we're gonna meet with the leaders after that and spend a little time together without the media. The media is invited to the speech. I just want to tell you the people behind me, and some of the people in the room that are so helpful. But the people behind me are the greatest leaders, most powerful leaders, the richest leaders, frankly. Sometimes it's not politically correct to say that, but I'll say it, richest in the world that the world has ever seen. And yet when you get to know them, I know every one of them in their own way, and I can say in particular self, because that's the way life works, but some of the greatest people you'll ever meet, and people that really care for their countries. And why this happened is they all came together and they wanted to get Gaza straightened out. They wanted to get the whole thing straightened out. It got to a point where it was just crazy. And once they got together and once we started talking, it went really, to me, it went smoothly. It went so smoothly. It was such a big help, but it went so smoothly that nobody can even believe it. That we're sitting here and getting this all certified out and all done, and everybody's happy about it. Everybody's happy about it, like I've never seen before. Actually, I've done other deals and people don't care as much. Big deals, I think they're big deals, but this is something that's taken off like a rocket ship, and it did from the beginning. And I've heard for years this is the biggest deal that'll never happen. For years, long before I ran for office, that this is the Middle East. It's the biggest, most complicated deal, and also
It's the most complicated deal because it involves Isaac and Ishmael from Abraham's time.
but it's not gonna happen. So I just want to thank everybody and I'll see you in a little while. And in particular, thank you all. Thank you to me. Mr. General, thank you very much. Thank you very much, great job. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you. Okay.
Here witness world history.
Al. Well, Al, I'm gonna get out of here for a bit.
Okay, Brian, we'll talk to you later.
All right, I'll be on tonight if you want to jump in. If you don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'll try and get on. We'll see if that works for me, but I'll try.
No worries.
All
Talk
right.
to you in a bit.
Talk to you